tell you, buddy. Sorry, dude. I'm just so. this link that I'm about to send you. This link should be live now. The news is that I have the I don't know why I keep having an issue trying. Are you seeing anybody talking in chat or no? Because I'm not seeing anything in chat. I didn't know if... Okay, yeah, I see that now. Thank you. Shout out to everybody that's here. Like what you said, really honestly. So, alright, so hopefully they just hear us and nothing else. Oh yeah, music playing still and can't hear Logan. I fixed that. Say something now, buddy.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep, they should be able to hear you now. It may take a second for them to actually, get it, but I canceled out the music, brought Logan back, so someday I'll figure that out, or I'll have
Can you guys hear me?
Figure that out.
Ricky Mahoney, can you hear me? Odyssey says hear ya. All right, so.
All right, cool. So it sounds like we're there, dude. What I need to do, honestly, I need to have somebody else literally set all of this up, and I just like join
I'm telling you.
with you.
All right, guys, we're putting out an official. We are officially looking for an intern. You won't be paid.
A professional, and we're the interns.
This is interns hiring interns here.
We need
unpaid internship. Obviously, there are no benefits. Don't ask me for healthcare. And you're basically just going to set the whole stream up for us, and then we'll just click the button and we'll
literally.
Matt is a little low though. No.
Yeah, my girlfriend just said that, so I just adjusted the sensitivity on my mic. Let's see here.
Am I just overpowering it?
Okay.
Am I dominating the audio right now?
No, I just adjusted my mic through OBS, so hopefully in 10 seconds or something, I'll sound louder. Maybe somebody can let me know on that. So let's, while that, hopefully these guys see that. Thanks again, everybody, for coming out. Logan, let's start with your favorite segment, the beginning. Let's start out with what are you vaping on? What are you drinking on, if you're drinking anything? Okay, my girlfriend said good now. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody in chat.
First and foremost, my favorite segment is not the buffet.
Okay, all right. Glad we got that straightened out. Glad we got that straightened out.
Everybody who's been watching me long knows I don't even do a buffet on the Resin Vape show anymore.
No, just not even.
No.
I know what you mean.
We do it for the live stream, just for the sake of live streaming.
Yeah.
I've got a rudder with a Goon 1.5 sitting on top. This is called the Saddle Mod.
The Saddle Mod.
This is my Saddle Mod. Yes, that is a Saddle Horse Blue sticker there, Shane. I don't know if Shane's made his way over to chat yet. So what happened with my rudder was I dropped it.
Okay.
Right. So I dropped it, and the door flew off, and the two top magnets on the door came out.
Oh man.
And I thought I had it right. I checked the magnets. Okay, they got to go in this way. Yep. Whatever. Well, my dumbass super glued them in backwards. So the top part of my door, when I put it on, actually pushes away from the mod.
Okay.
And the bottom connects. So I was like, fuck, what am I going to do? So I grabbed a Saddle Horse Blue sticker, and I made a hinge out of it. So now...
Hey, if it works, it works,
It's the Saddle Mod. That's my Saddle Mod. So if you're interested in getting a Saddle Mod, just buy a rudder and go see Shane about a sticker. Boom, Saddle Mod. After that, I've got that white Copper Dreamer, the Dead Goat on top. Oh, I've got some Ice Monster Melon Culotta in the Saddle Mod, and I've got some Cinnamon Roll or Cinnaroll from the Cream Team going in this. And that's it. That's my whole buffet. I got.
How is that? How are both of those liquids? I think I've seen you do the Cinnaroll before. I don't think that's not new, right?
Good, but I don't vape it in a lot of big quantities. It's a little session vape for me. I'll set something up.
Too sweet or something like that.
It's so sweet, dude.
Yeah.
It's so sweet.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm always a little weary of cinnamon in vapes because of cinnamaldehyde and things like that. So I don't vape it often, and I don't vape a lot of it, but it is really super tasty. Just very sweet. And then that Melon Culotta is actually really good. It's not as melon as you would expect it to be. Was that
just Melon Culotta, or was that iced?
No, it is. Well, it's the iced Melon Culotta.
Okay.
And it's melon, pineapple, and coconut cream plus ice.
Okay.
It's very heavy on the pineapple.
Okay.
Which is nice. And then drink-wise, I've got a big bottle of Poland Spring. This is not sponsored. We are not sponsored by Poland Spring, just to make sure.
Hydration. That's what I'm talking about. You gotta stay hydrated. Like, what's that commercial? I know it's been out for a while, but the water break. Everybody stop and have a water break. I don't even know what.
Got to.
Yeah, you just got to. So, I guess I can tell you're handing it off to me. I can sense it. We don't got a bunch of people here.
No, actually, I'm going to hand it to the one, but no, I'm just kidding. Go ahead, Matt.
Who's that down there? All right.
Our mystery special guest.
Yeah, mystery special guest. That's weird.
Somebody just, pops in.
I was trying to figure out why I didn't have a little nicotine warning and all that stuff, but I've had enough of technology right now, so, yeah, I'll figure that out later. So anyway,
YouTube's a dumpster fire.
Man, I'm done with OBS or between it's OBS and YouTube. I don't even know why I create an event and I can't go live because I'm whatever. So Vindicator, super tarnished, still no polish, super cheap on that. Got that Dead Goat on top. On the inside of that, I got a new liquid that I got in my vape box. I'll have a video for that going up tomorrow or next week. Got Fresh Farms. It's their strawberry butter cake.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Fresh Farms on Instagram.
Yeah, and I think I can relate with this, like what you were just saying about that Cinnaroll. This is just so sweet, and you just get that holy crap! I just ate strawberry.
Yeah, you can guarantee that any liquids out there, anybody out there super sweet liquids, high sucralose sweet liquids, you can guarantee that amongst all of this, no matter what, come May, those liquids are not going to be on the market.
Yeah.
Like, that's
next
not
little
gonna be a
setup,
thing anymore.
we got that
Enjoy 'em while you
Arkless.
got 'em.
Still enjoying that blotto on top. I think I'm on the fifth bubble glass of the that peanut butter party. I've
Ooh,
been
I
a
have
part
not
of the
tried it
party,
yet.
man. I'm
It's sitting
part
in
of the
there.
party.
I think we're gonna try it tomorrow.
You're gonna like it. At first, I was like, dude, this tastes like burnt toast and peanut butter. But then it kind of started to, as I started to
Oh,
vape a
bro,
little more.
why did you just put that in my head?
Oh, I ruined it for him. Sweet.
You can't do that. You can't do that. You basically just ruined Avengers Endgame for me. Thank you.
Vapor SO Gen with that Turk V2 on top. On the inside of that, we got Neon Sours Ice by Ice Season. That's pretty bomb. And then lastly, I know, big buffet this week. I think last week I had like one setup. Lastly, still rocking the topside single. Profile RDA on top. Had to go back to the mesh to try out the flay bomb. And we're getting pretty low. I don't even want less than a third. It's pretty good. So that's what I'm vaping. What I'm drinking is a little bit of the 603 Winnie Amber Ale, 6.6, and that's the empty can there. But I got it in a nice glass here, and it's
look at that. It's a nice dark amber.
Yeah, and it's good. It's very subtle too. It's not, I don't know. It's not that doesn't really punch you, you know.
Yeah, look at that.
So yeah, that's what I'm vaping. That's what I'm drinking. I guess. Do you want to get right into Bloomberg? Kind of go deeper from there. I know there's been a lot going on in the last couple of weeks. I've watched everybody's live streams.
Yeah,
I've been trying to keep up with news. Twitter is its own thing to keep up with. I've been trying to keep up with that too.
That's been like just my main.
Twitter is the battleground, man, and it's where
Twitter
everything's
is
happening.
A battleground, dude.
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
a
an
total
absolute.
battleground. Yeah.
Twitter is a shit show.
We're seeing.
And I've been trying to just put out polls, get people involved.
I like that. I actually like that you're doing the poll thing. It's kind of
I
interesting.
put out a lot of polls on Twitter just because I think for me it's good for me, especially because it helps me establish kind of like a broader perspective
Yep.
on people and how they're feeling about certain things, and then I think it's good for other people too, because obviously after you cast your vote, then you get to see the results, so you see how other people are voting and how things poll, and I think it's just interesting, I guess, to see, especially like I've had polls go up 500 people before, so it's breaking out of just kind of our bubble, our Twitter vape fam bubble, if you will.
And that's the other thing that I've been thinking a lot about on social media is like I've been seeing everyone's like share and retweet and between Instagram and Twitter, and it's like, yeah, I've been trying to do a lot of it. I may not actually type on Twitter, but any kind of like good article or good tweet, anything that just seems really really logical with where everything is at, I retweet it. I like it, but it's like it makes you think like with the right hashtag or whatever, like I really hope that we're getting out of like just our our bubble is huge, but at the same time, like I'm kind of hoping it gets out of our bubble, and I'm hoping somebody else sees it, which
right.
I mean,
absolutely
relates to like
and
what Grim Green said on Thursday.
Is I had a small Twitter following, getting involved in vape advocacy just from my days of streaming video games and things like that. So I already had kind of a base following. So when I started tweeting advocacy and getting things out there, I was already outside of the vape bubble, I'm still not very much in the vape bubble of like Instagram and things like that.
I've really fallen off of Instagram.
I really try
to be honest.
Dude, I really right now, especially, like, I just don't care about Instagram. I think there are enough people on Instagram that have a huge following that are doing a great job on Instagram. And for me, it's like, do I want to pour a bunch of time into Instagram where I have a smaller following, I have a smaller base, and I'm kind of just in that echo chamber? Or do I want to spend my time on a platform like Twitter where I have a bigger base that isn't so much just the echo chamber?
Yeah, I mean,
and I can reach outside that. And so my thinking is just like, I'm going to leave Instagram to the people who do Instagram really well.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do what I do really well.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And I think as far as Instagram and, talking about all social medias, as far as like Twitter and YouTube, like that's really what I'm focused on. Like I did a I did like a first impression little video on this, but I haven't, gone through and done another video on YouTube. I haven't put up my vape box videos, stuff like that, because I'm just so more focused on like, what's the word, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but like there's things that need to happen now. Like there's things we need to focus on now. I've really fallen off with like, product reviews and stuff like that, and really Instagram too. I haven't, like, my posts are starting to come like far and few in between, because like I have everything I can do just trying to keep up on Twitter. Just trying to retweet things that should be retweeted, and then this show, you know what I mean? This show right here is where, between Twitter and this show, is where I really try and be able to spend my time. I mean, we go at it for like an hour, hour and a half, and it's like I could make 5 videos during the week, 20 minutes each, of like what's going on in the news. But I like doing this show, and I like trying to be doing what I'm doing on Twitter.
Right, and I think right now, for me, it goes back to this old idea. Years and years and years ago, I was an assistant kitchen manager in restaurants. I worked in a few restaurants.
Yep.
And we always had this motto: aces in their places.
What was it? I missed the beginning.
Aces in their places.
Aces in their places. Okay, I didn't know you said aces in faces.
That's where you put people who excel at a certain thing in that thing.
Yeah, it only makes sense, right?
People who are, you know what I mean? So for me, I could, like, I'm real behind on YouTube right now.
Yeah.
Because one, I have a small YouTube following. I have 170 subscribers.
When you say you're behind on YouTube, do you just mean like putting out videos?
Like, I didn't even have a Rising Vape show go up last week.
Oh, okay. I see. I didn't know if you meant like just all people's videos lately, like with everything that's going on.
Posting and stuff like that. So the way that I see it is, I could spend 3 hours, 4 hours shooting video, and another 4 hours editing video to put a video up on YouTube for my 170 subscribers, who are most likely already subscribed to, people like Grim Green, people like Matt Cully, people, you know what I mean? People who do YouTube for a living.
Yeah.
They're already going to get that information there. They're going to get it from people, who are much better at disseminating it on YouTube than I am.
Yeah.
Or I can spend that time doing what I do really, really well, which, for me is tweeting, reaching out to people. I've spent the majority of this week just writing emails.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm focused on. That's where my focus is. And honestly, I'm going to be real honest with everyone right now. I don't know how long exactly the Rise in Vape show is going to be on YouTube. YouTube is a dumpster fire.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I was gonna say, like, in terms of like you making videos, or like where YouTube, like how YouTube's gonna go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just all of it, really, honestly. So for me right now, my biggest focus, content-wise, is improving the podcast that we just started, and putting a lot into that.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot going on. There's a few guys that I follow on. I know we were just saying that like we're staying away from like Instagram and stuff, but like I am following a few guys that literally totally changed the outlook of their Instagram. Like I'm not gonna put him. I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want any backlash or anything. But I follow somebody, huge Instagram following, like 20,000 followers. Totally like rebranded his Instagram as like a normal person. Like, people are getting scared. Like, he's gone onto his YouTube, changed his name, erased like so many vaping videos and stuff. Like, people are scared that YouTube is going to start coming after vapors with like a stronger force or whatever.
It's kind of like, do I want to keep pushing against this and keep spending all this time? I've been on YouTube now since December.
Yeah.
And I have 170 subscribers. I break my back every Sunday and give up time, with my family and things like that.
I mean, hey, this stuff is time consuming, man.
I have to weigh,
Yeah. If your time is better
spent.
Yeah, if your time is better spent on Twitter, then by all means, of course. If that's where you think you can gain more traction, or just put out more information or educate others, then
it's starting to become look, I'm weighing things right now. So like, I'm still gonna shoot video this Sunday.
Yeah.
To make up for last week and going forward.
Yeah.
I'm not stopping the show right now.
But it's not. But it's not priority. You know what I mean?
It's not a priority of mine. And once you make something like not a priority, like, it becomes harder to do.
Of course, because then you're not like, oh well, I'm supposed to put up a video this week. I need to shoot video. You know what I mean?
Right. So and my heart's just not in shooting video right now.
Yeah.
And so that just, as a content creator, if your heart's not into it, it shows. Absolutely, for one, it shows.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things where I'm weighing it right now. So we're gonna keep trudging forth, but it might not be a whole lot longer. I mean, maybe I don't know. That's just where my mindset is at. Like right now, I'm just kind of in that like weighing my options kind of thing.
Yeah. Which is totally understandable. I mean, I'm glad you started the podcast. That first episode was awesome. If I'm gonna do a little shout out for you. If you're in the chat and you haven't checked out Logan's podcast, you can go right over to SoundCloud. I don't know if Logan can put that link in the chat real quick. I don't know, a little shameless plug. But awesome first episode. Super glad to see more of that. But yeah, no, I totally understand where everything's at right now. Like we just said, the battleground is totally on Twitter. Everything is happening on Twitter. I mean, the president is always tweeting and whatnot.
Don't take this the wrong way, anybody, but back in June, I was urging people to get on Twitter.
Yeah. Now
even
more than ever.
Even prior to me making my videos about Instagram and about Twitter and advocacy,
yep,
I was urging people to get on Twitter. And now, I've seen a lot of people that I'm familiar with from Instagram, that I'm familiar with from YouTube, that just now made a Twitter account, and they're getting on Twitter and joining the conversation.
Well, yeah.
Now.
Odyssey Smith in the chat just said that. He said he just got back on Twitter to join the battleground, and it's a battleground.
And I'm glad that people are.
Yeah.
Like, did it really take a national flavor ban announcement for people to just finally get on Twitter and get involved in those conversations?
Which, yeah, I mean, there was always a lot going on Twitter, but like now it's like it's even. If you thought it was bad like a month ago or something, just trying to keep up with antis and everything else that was getting spewed onto Twitter. I mean, have you seen the last 3-4 days? Have you seen this week or last week? It's insane between Michigan and everything else. It's just, I mean, now
Illinois,
it's
New York,
New Jersey. They're trying to ban. They're trying to ban everything, aren't they? Hardware.
They don't have hardware now.
So
yeah, they're proposing hardware bans next, and it's like, they're not even waiting. They're not even giving anything any bit of time to even see if it'll work. They're just literally trying to take this industry and bury it overnight.
Yeah, I like what Nada just said in the chat. The newspaper thing. I don't keep up with newspapers, so I don't know if Trump's whole flavor ban thing, if that's gonna hit the press or if it already has. Because I don't keep up with newspapers. That could be in the Sunday. I mean,
absolutely.
Whatever.
If it's yeah, it's
radio and TV. Yeah, I mean, we're seeing a lot of. I mean, we were talking about the whole CNN, Greg Connolly.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot going on TV as well. Radio too. Yeah, I mean, you were on BBC, right?
I hopped on BBC's Outside Sources live radio talk.
Yeah,
show.
I didn't get to finish that completely. I listened to a little bit that you had in the beginning, and then I heard. I think somebody else got on and talked too. So
because afterwards I just felt really
pissed off, or
no, let down, I guess, in myself, because there were questions that were asked to me, and I'm so used to a format like this where we have time.
Yeah, rather than being like pressured, like stay on what's your point, stay on it, you have 10 seconds, go.
Yeah. And that's where I fell short. It was like I was trying to build up to points, and then I would get cut off by the next question. And it was just like I left every point that I was trying to make incomplete.
Yeah.
And I don't think I really did us a disservice in any way, but I don't really think I made the points that I was trying to get to. So I didn't really do us a service there either. And it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things, I'm just not used to that, like, quick kind of format where here, making videos or doing podcasts or things like that, we're able to just sit and talk.
Yeah.
That's something that I take for granted, I think. And it's something like, I'm trying to reach out to our local news right now to sit down and talk to them. And I really just got to get right to those talking points. Just right to them. I'm not going to try to build on anything now. And it's just...
Yeah, before you made me aware, which I had totally forgot, I have a the program that I use for video editing, it comes with a screen recorder, so you can just set the parameters of a section of screen you want to record. And I recorded the whole, not the whole thing, but a snippet of video. Greg Connolly and CNN, Doctor, I don't know, is it Doctor something Gupta, if that's how you say it, Gupta, I don't know, whatever. So they were going on, and the woman in the middle, I forget her name, but she was challenging him, saying that the CDC and the FDA haven't released anything that's what is the cause of these illnesses. And he was going off saying, like, listen, the FDA has said this, the CDC has said this, and it has been out. And I had pulled up articles, and I was going to show that video on here, which obviously is a no-no, which I totally blanked out about. Thanks, Logan, for saving my ass on that.
I mean, you could share, if you have a link to something, you could share that.
But yeah, that was just, it's like, it's out there.
Actually playing a CNN clip without CNN's permission or something like that would be...
Yeah, I think on Grim Green's vlog on Thursday, did he play, or maybe previous, he played audio from something, and at first he was like, oh, I hope my channel doesn't get... I'm pretty sure.
I mean, you're running a big risk, because it is a no-no.
But yeah, so I mean, you still got these news outlets. I'm still seeing, I was just on Twitter on my computer, which I rarely do because I'm just always on my phone on Twitter now. But I was on Twitter on my computer, and I'm still seeing articles that are like, these vaping illnesses may be caused by e-cigarettes. It's like, the articles are out there. The CDC, the FDA has posted, like, why is this, like, why are we still blaming, e-cigarettes? Why are we still blaming, what is, it's just...
Well, it's just shit journalism.
Yeah, exactly, and it's anything for like a headline, and we always talk about that.
Because right now, e-cigarettes are popular on headlines. That word alone will get your article a lot of clicks.
So I'm gonna I'm gonna throw the Bloomberg link that I have in chat, and we can.
And that's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. So 160 million to ban flavored e-cigs is what Mike Bloomberg wants to do over, what did he say, the next 3 years? Or over the next years? What was it here?
I thought it was just, I think
it was just a thing. Yeah. He said he would spend 160 million over 3 years to try and ban flavored e-cigarettes, which it said are specifically designed to entice kids to vape. So, it goes on to say that the initiative by Bloomberg is his first anti-tobacco effort aimed at the United States, according to the officials of Bloomberg Philanthropies. I guess we can dive in if you want to dive in, or I can.
Well, I think the article, if I remember, I think I've read this exact one, is pretty short and sweet.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot going on in the article itself, but Bloomberg and Matt Myers were both on CBS this morning talking about it. And Matt Myers is such a creepy little guy, dude. I can't stand this guy. Like, why this man is allowed to be anywhere around children to begin with is beyond me, but either way, Bloomberg goes on and on. He even starts making up things along the lines of, kids who use these products will lose 10 to 15 IQ points, which is something that he said on live national television with absolutely no grounding to back it up.
Yeah. I think
the guy from CBS this morning, I can't remember his name. He's actually kind of I can't remember his name, but he does a fairly good job kind of balancing the arguments out. And I truly think this guy is on our side. He just can't be as vocal as I think he would like to be.
Yeah, I mean,
because he'd like to keep his job.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, there's the whole Michael Bloomberg thing, like that right there. Like, if it wasn't Michael Bloomberg, why are we not suing for defamation? Because you're literally on live national television, just making up things, just flat out lying. There's not one scientific study on this planet that states youths who use these products will suffer from 10 to 15 IQ points going down.
I'm kind of skimming.
Not a study.
I wrote down some notes, but I'm also kind of skimming through the actual link that I posted, and it's just, it's saying that he's going to go on and they want to ban wants to end online e-cigarette sales until sales to kids can be prevented. Now, like we know, a lot of sites have multiple step verification processes, and it kind of relates to the clip I wanted to show. Greg Connolly was saying like, good luck trying to ban what was he saying, like eBay sales. I think he might have said Facebook Marketplace, but I know Facebook is on their game. I forget his exact words, but it's like good luck. Besides online, good luck with the black market that's going to be created because of this. Like we have verification process. Maybe it needs to be stepped up a little bit. But I went to buy drip tips on a site, and I couldn't even do it because I had an address verification issue on my previous license because I recently moved. So I couldn't even do that. I couldn't even buy drip tips. So I mean, like certain sites, the verification process is there.
Yeah, and the age verification software for online stuff has gotten
much better.
Way
better. I mean, some sites are still kind of just on like a "Are you 21?" click yes, and that's that. But usually, like when you try and go through PayPal or whatever,
about age verification software. I think we're more talking about the checkout process.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Once you may be able to get into a site, but then once you check out, usually you have to go through a
that's where they're really at the point of sale. Is where they're really concerned with age verification process.
We know vape shops are
any youth, any age. You could be 13, 14. It doesn't matter how old you are. Anybody can click yes.
Yeah, and we know.
You know what I mean? Like that little blurb is just to save people's asses.
Yeah.
And like to be politically correct on your website.
Yeah, I mean, it
doesn't stop anyone from viewing anything. No 13-year-old is going to be like, oh shit, no, I'm not 18. I got to click no. You know what I mean? They're
definitely not. Yeah. I like the sites that'll switch the yes and no around, so you click no because you're so used to
or they highlight the no on some website.
Yes. Yeah. And we know
otherwise, like we
know vape shops are up to par though. I mean, some vape shops you can't even go in the door, let alone make it in the door and then get checked. I mean,
I don't know as though a vape shop needs to be set up like a dispensary.
I've never gone to a dispensary, so I can't even say I know how they're set up.
In the dispensary, say you go to a dispensary in California or Colorado, typically you would walk into like a foyer.
Okay, I think we've discussed this before, right?
You would walk into a front room where your ID is checked.
Okay.
And then you would walk through another door into the rest of the shop.
Yep.
You would be stopped in that foyer. Whereas that's because states are selling federally illegal drugs.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's what a dispensary is. Whether it's legal in your state, whatever, it's still federally illegal.
Yeah.
So they go through much rigorous process to stay in the good eyes of the DEA and things like that.
Yep.
Whereas that's because it's a federally illegal drug. Nicotine is not. Vapor products are not. I don't think that a vape shop needs to be set up like a dispensary and I think that's going to deter a lot of people away from walking in. To quit cigarettes. I think you know what I mean. It's gonna be a big deterrent there because it's not people actively seeking to use a now recreationally legal drug. It's 56-year-old, people looking for an alternative to their cigarette addiction. It's a very different mindset why you're walking into that shop.
Which, I would hope that it doesn't deter too many people away. Hopefully it's a process that's quick enough that's like, okay, well, maybe you look 75, but at the same time, if it's just, if there's no issue, then, here you go.
I definitely agree with IDing people at the door. But I don't think that we need this, this... Dispensaries, if you ever get the chance to just go through the process of going into a dispensary, you'll understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think that process would deter people.
It's more tedious than anything.
Yeah. I think I just think it would deter people.
Yeah.
Especially the older generation from going in. So, but I definitely think, a responsible ID at the door, the ID at the point of sale, all those things. And I would probably reckon to say upwards of 99% of vape shops are very good at doing this.
Yeah, and I have a vape shop that's down the road.
There are shop owners out there that don't even know what's going on.
Yeah, and the
that's a reality. That's still a thing.
Yeah, well, I have two vape shops that are probably within 20 minutes to me. One is actually inside a mall that's down the road, and I can literally say that the guy behind the counter knows absolutely nothing. Like, just, I don't know, just very vague. Like, what do you want? Oh, this is what you want? Okay. And like, oh, well, what do you recommend? What do you think is better? This and that. Just kind of like a test. And it's like, just, well, this one's cheaper. Like, it's like, they don't know. Like, but the guy that's closer to me, like I think I said this, if it wasn't last week, maybe the week before, but I went in there and I had a half-hour conversation with the guy, and like I think I did mention this last week, and we talked about going up to Concord and talking to representatives and what's going on in New Hampshire, because that's where I am, and it was just great. So it's like, yeah, you can walk into some shops and people are very knowledgeable.
The vast are going to be people doing this for all the right reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
They're there to help smokers quit.
Yeah.
They're there to, make enough money to make ends meet and have a decent living.
I want to do a quick shout out to Raging Vapor. He says he just got here, woke up late. Sorry to cut you off like that, but I had to flash him this because I know he's hurt about this guy right here, and this is a wound I like to keep pressing. If you're in the chat or watching this replay or not, we keep it going back and forth. If you don't know the story, well, we gave away a dead goat. Raging Vapor didn't get it. He's very upset. He's very hyped about it. But buddy, you could have yourself a gold Occula, and
you can try.
You can try, and 12 people in chat right now. Your chances are, hey,
yeah, you're
pretty good. If you don't have the Occula, let me just say it's great. So go on, Logan. Sorry to interrupt.
As far as vape shops go, I don't think they need to be set up like dispensaries, but I definitely think vape shops for the most part are the way they are.
Yeah.
I think the majority of vape shops do a great job at IDing. They have a responsible shop. Everything, for the most part, most shops do really well.
Yeah.
And there are exceptions. If you go into a vape shop and you don't get ID, and people can't answer your questions, and they, you know what I mean? To go to a different vape shop.
Yeah.
Stop going to that vape shop.
Yeah.
And find a different vape shop. If it's your only vape shop, maybe consider using the internet.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like YouTube is a fucking vast amount of information.
No, I just not only for information, but for products as well. So
of course. Yeah, that too. Yeah, online. So to get back to the Bloomberg thing.
Sorry, British Eyes.
Oh, is British Eyes? Is he in the chat?
He is in the chat.
My Mac was not having it with downloading Discord. Oh man, yeah, I think you were telling me it was trying to update itself before it was even downloaded or something. Well, we'll get you on here. Thanks for coming by. Definitely appreciate that.
Absolutely.
If you don't know British Eyes, for British Eyes only, check out his Instagram and all that good stuff. Really cool guy. I jump on his live streams when he goes live later at night. When I get out of work, I always pop in and say hello. Yeah. So anyway, to jump back to the Bloomberg thing about banning online sales. I mean, this is something, and this is going to obviously go into what we're talking about tonight and what's been going on this week and everything. We know it's not going to stop anything though. Like banning, stopping all online sales isn't going to stop kids from getting it. And I've heard this on plenty of other live streams. Is kids are going to find a way. Teens, whatever, youth, children, all these words that are being used. They're gonna find a way to get what they want. Whether it's like, oh, I have a cousin, he doesn't care, he'll get it for me. He's 22. Like, people are gonna find ways to get shit. Whether it be black market, which could be created with everything that's going on, or just listen. I got a buddy, not me personally, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people can say like, yeah, well, I was 20 and I had a 21-year-old. My buddy got me alcohol, like, or even if that wasn't the scenario, you know what I mean? So it's just. Stopping online sales isn't going to stop kids from getting stuff. Banning flavors are not going to stop teens from vaping. And, it's just, we've talked about it all the time. It's everything that's going on this week. It's all over Twitter. So as far as Bloomberg vouching to ban online sales, it's a joke.
On Twitter about trying to remind people, like, if you're in favor, nobody in this industry is in favor of youths using these products.
No, and everybody in every single person in the community, I'm pretty sure, can agree with that. And people have started to say that, like, it hasn't already been known. Like, listen, like, we don't want kids to vape. Like, no shit, that's been something that's
laws in place.
Yeah.
There are already laws in place, just like we have with every other adult-only product on the market.
Yep.
There are laws and systems in place that prevent these things from happening.
Yep.
By taking a legal adult-only product that millions of Americans use every single day, a product that people feel strongly enough about, like vaping. People saved their own lives with this technology. Vapors are very passionate people. When you take something like that that's legal, and then you make it illegal, if you think for 2 seconds that you are not creating a billion-dollar market,
yeah,
you're out of your mind.
I like what Shane said in the chat. Like, listen, like banning anything doesn't stop anybody from getting anything.
Look at cannabis.
Yeah.
I was using cannabis at 14 years old.
Yeah.
It's federally illegal.
Yeah.
It didn't stop me.
It doesn't stop anybody. No, nothing.
It doesn't stop anyone. And in light of all of this, the THC cards that have been put, like they're all illegal products to begin with. People have been asking on Twitter, why doesn't the FDA crack down on these products? Because they can't.
Yeah.
The FDA can't make something more illegal than it already is.
I like what British Eyes said in the chat. I definitely want to point that out. And it goes on, if you haven't, Jay Hayes was on InfoWars, and they were talking about this, how Melania, got into Trump's ear, and they go in a little more in depth than what I can honestly remember, because I've watched Grim Green, Jay Hayes, Matt Cully. That's what she said. Everybody's been doing live shows. People were doing live shows the second that the news hit the press and whatnot. But yeah, I agree 100%, and we've started to discuss on Twitter and all platforms. We got 13 million people, even if only half of them,
CBS this morning said that they estimate 22 million.
Okay, well, 22 million. So let's say even if it was only half of them that were going to vote for Trump, that could be turned off now. That what's half of 22? 11 million. I mean, we're talking. And then if I can pull this up,
Paul Blair's gone on. If you're not following Americans for Tax Reform on Twitter,
Paul Blair,
because he's done a really good job at breaking down the numbers. A lot of people have done a really good job at breaking down the numbers.
Let me see if I can do this right now.
If basically the way that this breaks down, especially in swing states, you've lost. Trump lost.
Yeah.
Like if he goes through with this, there's a very good chance that this will cost him the entire election.
Yeah.
But again, yesterday, Trump retweeted or essentially tweeted out, saying that he likes the idea of these alternatives for smokers.
As you just said that, I don't know if you have like the actual live pulled up on the side, but I did put it up. Everybody should be able to see his actual tweet. That is from the 13th, which is yesterday, 6:30. I think I pulled it right up.
I don't see it anywhere.
So it might take a couple seconds.
There it is. There it is. Yep.
So so go on. I'll just leave that up there for a second.
Cigarettes. We need to make sure that this alternative is safe for all. Let's get counterfeit off the market and keep young children from vaping. Yeah. So, and I retweeted it basically just saying that this roller coaster needs to stop.
Yeah.
Because.
And it's just like,
it's
some people were instantly getting hope with that. And it's like, yeah, but that's not saying anything. That's not. He's not saying like, listen, I take it back. I don't want to ban flavors. That's not saying.
No, I mean this whole tweet could be saying that he's okay with there being one product on the market.
That's what I was about to say. He could literally just be saying like, yeah, maybe we won't go out.
Tobacco jewels are fine.
That's what I was about to say. Is like maybe
we won't be all for that, and then everything else gets buried in.
Like maybe we won't go after tobacco flavors. But listen, wasn't it his oh God, what was the guy's name? Was it Alex Azar, right? That's the guy's name. He was like, if we see a rise, if we see a rise in youth use among tobacco, then we'll become aggressive about that too. So it's like, this isn't Trump. Like, I don't want to like shut anybody down, but it's like this isn't a big hope boat that we can all hop in now because Trump tweeted this. Like, this doesn't necessarily mean anything.
But Biden still thinks he's the vice president of the United States.
That's great. And Bernie wants to ban AR-15s after vape products. Yeah, so we see everything that's going on.
Trust me, we're well aware. I'm very well aware of what's going on. I don't want to talk about other presidential candidates.
I won't get too. I don't want to get too political either. But
I don't want to go into guns because I don't want to do the what about something where we go.
Yeah.
Well, what about this? Well, what about that?
Yeah,
we do it enough in this industry.
We'll be here for 5 hours.
Most of the time, it's very justified. When we say, well, what about the alcohol industry?
Yeah.
Things like that, and we do a lot of what aboutism. But it's not always very productive.
So I guess with the start of that, we can jump into the flavor ban. I mean, everybody here probably knows about this, but
I think the big thing, honestly, Republicans are not going to let Trump do this as a whole, as a party. You know, Republicans are not going to allow Trump to shut down 12,000 plus vape shops across America. Republicans are not going to allow Trump to create 170 plus thousand, unemployed people. Like,
Yeah.
Republicans are not going to allow Trump to do that.
Yeah.
But what I think the biggest danger of all right now is all of us being so focused on, so focused on the federal issue of these things, that states are going to get real sneaky.
And the thing was, I was chatting with my girlfriend about this, and I don't want to get like too down, but I was like, as if we didn't have enough going on state to state. Forget about the federal thing. As if we didn't have enough going on state to state. There's so much going on in Michigan. What now we're talking about? What's good old Gretchen trying to do now? Menthol, right? She's trying to ban all menthol vape products. Is that what I just saw recently?
I have no idea.
I think I saw that on Twitter. If I'm right, I don't know. If I'm not, somebody can correct me in chat. But the point is that
you're talking about menthol cigarettes, because she's already trying to go with just only tobacco flavors left anyway.
Yeah,
that was her initial statement.
Yep.
There was no menthol included in her original.
Yeah. So as if there's not enough going on state to state, then whoever got into Trump's ear, or whether he just randomly did it to distract attention from something else that's a more pressing matter than what we have going on. There's just so much. There's so much going on state to state, and it kind of relates into what you're saying about states are going to start to do sneaky things, which is what we were saying earlier about New Jersey. They're trying to ban all hardware. I can't remember any other recent as far as states, but like you were saying earlier, New Jersey with the hardware.
New Jersey with hardware, it's definitely back.
Yeah.
Illinois put out a thing like right after Gretchen did her deal, proposed a full-on flavor ban. So I think the federal thing, honestly, as much as everybody's up in arms, is the least of our worries.
Yeah.
Because I think honestly we saw that with Trump's kind of rebuttal to himself, that other tweet, that he sat down and looked at the number of people that were involved. He looked at how many calls were coming to the White House that day. He looked at how many emails were coming, and he looked at the actual numbers of businesses and things like that would close. And that's where that second tweet comes from, is, oh shit.
And I think anybody who
I thought.
Yeah, I think if anybody who's on Twitter and just watches Trump or just speak or anything. See, I'm not very political. I didn't vote last year. I don't know Trump that well. I know he's a big mouth.
There was
and he
no
tends
election
to
last year, Matt.
Oh, sorry, last year, 4 years ago. Sorry, totally.
I didn't vote last year either.
But
you and me both.
The point being, he tends to just blurt out everything, and Twitter is his thing. So I think it relates exactly to what you're saying, that he went ahead and said this, and then, like you're saying, all the calls, all the emails, all the jobs and lives, and hopefully everything else. He started to retract it.
Nice. And at least make a statement and try to play nice.
And I like what
I think right now is what's going on is we're so distracted by this, because that's what the Trump administration is really good at doing, is creating distraction, creating chaos. Yeah. And then getting a lot of things lost in the mix.
Yeah, and that's where people's focuses are at. And now every state's trying to, let's do this while everybody's not paying attention. It kind of relates to what Odyssey Smith just said in the chat, saying like that's why it's super important to contact our state reps and senators and governors. And yeah, I could not agree more. A lot of people are boasting about the signatures that we have on this petition, and it relates to what Grim Green said on Thursday. Petitions are great. If you want to do that, go ahead. But I'm pretty sure he was pretty blunt when he said, like, it's not going to amount to anything. It's not going to do anything. Call your state representatives, call the governors, emails, write whatever you think. But just
petitions are good for one thing, and it's getting numbers.
Yeah, numbers.
That's all petitions are good for, though.
Yeah.
And the problem, Nick's made this point before, and he's 100% right.
Yeah.
The problem with petitions is that after you sign a petition, most people just stop there.
But that's what I was about to say is like, but don't let that be your one thing.
I feel good about myself, and I helped save the industry, and I put my signature on a thing.
Don't let that be the one and only thing. Like it does. Like this is right now, this is an endless battle. Whether we're talking
Oh, yeah,
federal or
it doesn't
state to
stop.
state, if you're not fighting for your own state, you can be fighting for another state. Because why does it need to be different anywhere else? You know, if you're
Yeah.
fighting for something in your state, call and fight for somebody in another state. Like, it's just, you know.
Yeah, and when we tell people to be involved, we're not asking you to necessarily, start making YouTube videos and start doing
No.
all these crazy things. We're asking people
No.
to call the people that work for you.
Yeah.
Write the people that work for you. Like that's all we're asking people to do. And I get it. I get a lot of people that are not phone people. They're not.
No,
They
I
don't
understand.
want to call. And they're scared. They're
But you
nervous.
can email. There's emails that are literally like pre-made for you, and you
I'm
can
done.
add.
I'm done telling that.
You're done
No.
with telling people to email.
I'm done making the excuse that you're scared to make a phone call
Oh,
to
okay,
save half a million fucking lives.
Yeah, it's been
I'm
at
done
that
with that
point.
excuse. I'm done with that excuse.
Yep.
Stop being, a whiny little whatever. I'm done with that excuse because for a while I was like that. I was making that excuse. Oh, I get it. You're nervous. I get it. Just email. You don't have to call. No, I'm done with that.
Now is the time to do
We're talking about an
everything that's
industry that
possible.
is literally saving.
Yeah.
We could end tobacco death and disease. We could end it with this industry.
Yep.
Friends, families, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, aunts, uncles. We can stop death from tobacco.
Yep.
And all it takes is everybody getting involved and making a phone call. That's what it takes. That's such a small thing to ask from people. Such a small thing to ask from people. 5 minutes of your life can make a difference.
Yeah.
5 minutes of your life can save lives.
Yep.
And people say, well, I'm just too nervous. Thanks for nothing.
Take your
Make a
time.
call.
Take your time. Prep for it, Like, I love the emotion that you just spat out, but just come at them with facts. If you need to write a script and rehearse it in the mirror 10 times, just get it done whatever way you need to.
Share
Because,
your story.
yeah.
That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
Share your story. All you have to do when you call, if you call the White House, call your governor, call your state reps. All you have to do is, hi, my name is such and such. I was a smoker for so many years. I've been smoke-free for so many years thanks to this flavor, these flavored products, and I'd like to remind whoever, so-and-so, that I vape and I vote and I oppose this. That's all you have to say.
Yeah.
You can rattle that off in under 30 seconds. Less than 1 minute.
I was just about to say, even if you
can save lives.
Even if you vomit all those words out in 10 seconds, just that's all it is.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
That's it. So telling people that it's okay to only email because they're too nervous to call is a fucking weak cop-out. And I'm sorry that I'm swearing and I'm getting, but it's a cop-out.
The rage
It's an
sweat.
excuse that is costing lives.
Yeah.
And you're not doing any. Buck up.
Yep.
Help save lives.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is call. And I'm sorry that it's, but it drives me nuts.
I'm
It
getting
drives
scared
me
on this
insane
end.
that we're willing to just say it's fine that you can't do that much, and I'm sick of that.
We're way beyond that point. At this point, we're way beyond that point. Now is the time to do anything that people possibly can because we're beyond emails.
I'm not saying people to not email because I email like it's my job.
Yeah.
I do both. But God damn it, I'm sick of the excuse that you're just too nervous to call.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna come and like attack your family for calling.
No, the
These
point is
people
to
work
do
for
anything. Every option that's possible is a point because your emails could be going into a spam folder. Of course, we hope not, but the point is if there's other ways of doing things, do every form possible because why not? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think. I get it. I get that it's nerve-wracking. The first 10 times that I called to talk to somebody, I was nervous.
Yeah.
It was just like word vomit.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
But it's still a call. It's still somebody on the other line hearing your panic, hearing your concern.
Yeah.
Real human being hearing your voice.
Yeah.
And that matters. I can't sit and listen to the excuses anymore. I can't. There's no excuse.
No. Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, that's where we're at. every state, yeah, everything.
Especially people that are sitting there telling other people to call. Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out.
So, to get back to the, I know everybody's talking about this in all the live streams and everything, but what do you think? I mean, we already kind of said it's not going to go through, or we have our ideas.
And there's been these ideas that have been thrown around for a long time. So I put up a poll on Twitter. I don't know how well it's doing. If you follow me on Twitter, go ahead, go vote on things.
I love that. Go vote on things. Check out Twitter.
Vote on things.
Go vote on things.
But I think I like polls because I like to get people's perspectives and I like to see how people think in mass.
Yeah.
And I proposed this thing to Twitter and I said, would it be unreasonable to start heading towards a TPD kind of route with a nicotine cap of like 20 milligrams like the UK does? And if we only sold flavors other than tobaccos, if we sold flavored e-liquids online and in dedicated vape shop, and the only other like convenience stores and things like that are only tobacco flavors.
Yeah.
And if everybody has such a problem with Juuls, you can't ban Juul. You can't ban a company.
No.
But what you can do is set a place. Everybody's against Juuls, and I'm with a lot of people on this against Juul thing. I think that Juul has saved a lot of lives, but my problem with Juul is that you can't taper from a Juul. Juul is designed as an alternative to the cigarettes, and you stay on Juul. That's what it's designed to do. Now, it is safer. It's better for you than smoking, but it's not like going to a vape shop and you can wean yourself down on nicotine levels. You can get yourself, you know what I mean?
It's I completely agree. I agree. I agree with you, but on the other hand, it's of course people can do what they want. Being an American, being a free adult American, it's
still a good thing that Juuls exist. And
but at the same time, if you're somebody who wants to taper down, then yeah, maybe Juul's not for you. Or if you start with it, just realize that you can taper down with other products. That sort of thing.
I think the people that are against Juuls, I think the best route to take is to suggest to your governors, suggest to your representatives a nicotine cap.
If it's something that allows
20 milligrams, Juul has to.
I like that poll a lot because if it's something that allows for the bigger picture without such unrealistic and drastic measures that are like starting to happen everywhere, then yeah, I'm all for it. People should have flavors, and if there does have to be some kind of restriction, regulation,
and studies done that flavors are critical to this operation.
Yeah,
they're critical to people quitting cigarettes.
If all there has ever been is just
some tobacco, and they help you have a preference. Like everybody has a preference, and the closer that you can get to something that you enjoy, the more successful it will be.
Yeah. Which
you know what I mean?
Which with everything that's going on within the last couple of weeks, people are scrambling. Like we said at the beginning, I'm seeing people, just the whole social media thing. People are worried about their social medias. I see other people telling people like, buy your e-liquid now while you can. Buy your VG, your PG, your nicotine. Get your flavorings at X, Y, and Z. These are reputable brands X, Y, and Z. And it's like, people are starting to there's a lot of people that are starting to freak out like bad.
And I want people to remember something too, because I think that salt nicks work and I think that they have a place in the industry, but I want to remind everybody that they're also illegal. The salt nicks that you go and buy right now, all these e-liquid companies that have come out with salt nick lines, they're all illegal. They're all post August 8th, 2016.
Yeah.
They're all illegal.
Yeah.
And any responsible e-liquid company, and trust me, there's a lot of them that I like that have put out salt nick lines, I think are great e-liquid companies, but they've done something really stupid. They've all done something that's illegal. They've all put out a salt nick post 8/8/2016.
Which something else that also kind of like interests me and makes me want to see what's going to happen is still the May 2020 PMTA deadline. Like what is going to happen between this whole federal the flavor ban and then the PMTA process as well. Like there's a lot of things that are like literally crippling besides the idea of state to state.
I think there are companies that will survive. I think there are companies that will make it through the PMTA process. I think once one company does, then people can file for whatever that equivalence is, whatever their technical term for it is, product equivalence or whatever. They can file under a separate thing.
I just hate that all of it that's going on, because even if you survive the PMTA process, what if whatever, in your state or whatever, there's a super crazy high tax and it puts you out of business after you've already spent all this money on this application process or whatever. I hate everything that's, I don't know. It's just,
But that's
how I want to get.
You have to pay to play the game.
I know you have to pay to play.
At no point, if this industry go up against all of this, I mean, maybe not as bad as it is.
Yeah.
But we were gonna go up against the FDA. We were gonna go up against these things.
Yeah, it
was guaranteed
inevitable
from day one.
Yeah.
You can't tell people. You can't say use this instead of smoking and start inhaling things and putting it into your lung without the FDA getting involved.
Of course.
Without the CDC getting involved, and anybody that thought they wouldn't is insane.
And of course the science is there, and it is going to stay around, however restricted, regulated, banned, or whatever we want to talk about here. It's going to stay around, but it's just, it hurts to hear and see how many, everything that you just said, how many people are going to be affected by, even if the biggest company stays, biggest companies stay. That's great, but let's think about the thousands of shops that shut down in the meantime. You know what I mean?
I think the biggest mistake that shops could be making or have made is switching to, like, salts being the big thing.
Yeah.
Stopping carrying as many free-base liquids, not carrying as many mods and tanks and things like that, and carrying whole plethoras of pods and whole shelves full of salt nicks. You've done a huge disservice to your own company.
Yeah.
Because those products are illegal. Juul didn't even put out their product until after 8/8.
Yeah.
August 8th. 8/8, yeah. Until after 8/8. They had it filed. They had the product, but it wasn't technically on market until 8/8, 2016. I think. Or after the first... There's something there that Juul did, I can't remember right now. Juul did some really shady shit to get their products out legally. But yeah, I mean, your any of Jam Monster, Akamama salts, any of them, any of those salt nick,
yeah, they're
all illegal. Half the products this product right here, this is illegal technically. Like, this came out post
anything that's out, yeah.
This came out post 8/8, 2016. They're all technically illegal. Like, for us to think that it's just gonna skate through the process and be fine.
Yeah. No, I mean,
at best, we're gonna revert back to 2016. I think is what we're gonna see a lot of.
Yeah.
We're gonna see even less than what we had then.
Yeah. I mean,
and if you think for any second that your super sweet, high sucralose products, your e-liquids that are real sweet and have all that extra sweetener in them, are going to make it through a PMTA process, you're also insane.
I suggest charging the card to the maximum amount if you want to keep your sweet cheesecake strawberry disaster. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard
like,
a lot of it.
They're just not going to make it through. That's the bottom line. The FDA is at no point going to just allow people and say that it's okay to inhale sucralose.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
And trust me, I would love the products that I like that are real sweet and real delicious and real lip smacky to stay on the market, but I think it's unrealistic.
I'd really like to hope that some... I mean, I don't know what's going to go on with this whole... I don't know what's going to go on with this whole flavor ban. We're talking the time it takes to enact it. Then we're talking about all the time it'll take to enforce it and how all of that's going to go.
Oh, yeah. It's the whole, like, these products are going to be gone.
Yeah.
That's not true. It's not true. They're not going to be gone in 30 days. There's a process that these things have to go through. Yeah, Gretchen Whitmer is even trying to do things really quickly. There's still a process that they have to go through in their state. It doesn't just happen overnight. You have time. I don't know how long these processes kind of take, but I think at the earliest, any kind of like full flavor ban, never mind the fact of being enforced and all the money that goes into that, but probably like, the beginning of the year, if they can even do it that quick, is what I would guess. Even that quick. And I mean, all I can say to everybody out there too, like, if this all does go down, please please, if you are going to go out and get flavored e-liquids from somebody, like I can't even suggest that you.
Are you talking black market? Is that what you're talking right now?
I can't even be like, go buy it. I can't even endorse that idea.
No.
You know, make your own. Learn how to make your own. Visit DIY or vaping.
Liquid Barn.
Visit people.
I've heard.
Yeah, like the black market is not a safe place.
No, and we've
especially when it comes to a liquid.
We know about that. Everybody.
You know
I would
mean?
hope
Like,
everybody would know about that at this point. The black market is.
Cannabis has been the black market for decades. You know what I mean? Like, it's different though. It's different. You go buy a bag of cannabis from somebody. You've got flour. You've got like, that's cannabis. Like you know what it is. But if you just go buy some random amber-colored liquid from Joe down the road.
Joe down the road with his. Joe down the road with his
professional packaging.
I highly doubt that Joe has an ISO certified lab in his. I highly doubt that Joe is a chemist. You know, and not saying that you have to be a chemist to make e-liquid, but the point being is you don't know what you're buying.
That is another really important point that Greg Connolly was saying, you know, is that these companies,
they're
these
taking
labs,
companies that make their liquids in ISO certified labs and get them tested and you know, filed with the FDA. And they're taking those products and they're putting that process into the hands of Joe down the road. And I like Joe down the road. I'm sure Joe's a great guy, but I don't want to buy e-liquid from him. I want to go to a vape shop to buy e-liquid.
So, before we get into the giveaway, to get on a brighter side here, what do you think, which is a super broad question, I guess, but I like asking you these broad questions. Where do you think is going to happen? Where do you think, what I don't want to say what can people do from here. We all know.
Go through it federally. I don't personally. I don't think it's going to go through federally.
I personally think every state is going to still.
I think our biggest worry is still the states.
Is the states.
I think this is a big distraction, and I think everybody's getting real uptight and worked up with this. And I mean, I can't say as though I haven't fallen into it at all because I have. I'm worked up about it. I've been worked up about it. I've been losing sleep over it.
I'm sure the 12 people here are, but if you're not, you got to get on CASA. Call us to action. Follow them on Twitter. Turn on the post notifications. I do on Twitter. Just know, like states are. We're talking about it. States are going to be sneaky. States are going to try and do things, you know, federally. Mm-hmm. We know what's going on. We've seen the tweets. We've seen the news. Everything that's going on. But pay attention to your state as well. Do what you can with the White House. Call when you can. All that stuff. But pay attention to your state because we don't know what's going to go on with them. Like we're talking about New Jersey and everything else. Like there's stuff that's going to be.
Hardware was the last thing I thought anybody would bring up.
Yeah, exactly.
That just goes to show that they're not even willing to. The other things that they're proposing, time to work.
I knew flavors would be. I think everybody kind of figured flavors were going to get attacked at some point, if not, you know, going. I mean, I kind of agree with what Greg Connolly was saying about like, you know, obviously we need to keep flavors. You know, let's talk about labeling. Let's talk about packaging. You want to get on crazy and talk about websites or something? Then yeah, sure. Let's do all that. But let's regulate and not, you know, let's not eliminate. Yeah. You know what I mean? But yeah, pay attention to your state is all I can say as well. You know, do everything.
Attention to your state.
Do everything you can on Twitter as far as federally and
you know.
Yeah.
So when it comes to state issues, your representative can't really do much. Okay. They'll get a little bit confused as to how this process works. If you have a local issue, if you have a county ban or a city ban, that's your representative's job. Your representative has two jobs. They work on a local level in their district, things that affect their district, and then they work on a federal level. We're talking about Congress. Because Congress is Senate and House.
Yep.
That's what Congress is. Senate deals with states. Representatives deal with local levels and federal. The Senates deal with state and federal. So if you have a statewide ban, you have to contact your senators. It doesn't hurt to contact your reps to get them, knowledgeable, get on their side, get on a name-to-name basis, things like that. But when we're talking about a statewide ban, your representative can't do much. They can talk to the senators, they can do those things as well, but they don't have a voice as far as like a vote goes, or a good thing like that. That's your senators that operate on a state level. So it helps to know that, but I mean at the same time, like it just that helps dictate the conversation that you're having. You have a state issue going on. It doesn't hurt to contact your rep, but you're having a different conversation.
Yeah, I definitely want to go on to say, as far as like starting to wrap this up. Sorry, voice crack.
Puberty's rough, man.
It's rough, man. I know. I feel like I'm seeing.
I went through it like right when we started. I had a little moment of puberty
man.
where my voice cracked. And
But I
like,
think
shit.
you and I can both agree, as far as federally, nothing's going to happen in 30 days. Nothing's going to happen in 60 days. And beyond that, I can't say. But I really want to, make sure people pay attention to
Stay on top of your states.
Stay on top of your states.
Don't think, Trump tweeted this thing, I can relax now.
No, I got to get more on top of.
It's not time to panic.
I got to get a lot more on top of New Hampshire. You know what I mean? I heard supposed of a 65% wholesale tax, and we've heard worse than that, and it's crippling, of course. But just pay attention to your state, because even if you think federally is over, or if nothing happens, or if it works in our favor, the states are still going to go after everything. They are.
Yeah.
Maybe not all of them.
You guys have to remember, states are the ones losing money.
Yeah. I'd love to see one
States
state.
are losing like $1 billion. They're not losing $1 billion, but states make like $1 billion a year off of tobacco taxes. If you think they want that in any kind of jeopardy, you're wrong. Like,
you gotta figure,
stay
and
on
you
top
gotta
of your states.
You gotta understand.
Stay on top of local state issues and let it trickle up.
I blame vaping for your voice crack. Yeah, that's definitely what it is. It's probably why I had a cold last week too. The weakened immune
That's why
system.
my knuckles are so dry.
Oh, the vaping. Oh, Jesus.
Sorry,
but yeah,
and
if you don't think states are gonna hop on the bandwagon once shit starts going down, you're wrong. I 100% agree. I believe in that truly, and I don't know where you stand on it. But if you think, if shit's gonna start happening in one state, you better bet your ass that in all other states are gonna start to follow.
For 2 seconds you go, oh, thank God it's not my state.
Yeah, so glad it's New York and not New Hampshire. Like what's
Just
going on in New York
right now?
What's going on in New York right now? Cuomo, how the hell you say his name? Isn't there? Isn't there some shit going on with that?
It got tabled earlier in the.
Yeah, I remember you were telling me that
it's coming back.
It doesn't
end. They even said it would be back in the next session. Next session starts up in October. We're right around the corner from being right back into it. And just because you beat it once doesn't mean it's not coming back. They'll just rewrite it and they'll put in a new bill. This is going to be an ongoing battle. Yeah. Like, if you're here and you're fighting, sit tight. Strap in.
Stay.
Because we're gonna be here a while.
Don't lose the drive and don't lose the fire you got going on with calling and emailing and all of that, because like they're trying to do sneaky shit on the side too.
We'll talk about it again.
Yeah, and they're trying to do shit on the side too.
We'll bring it back in 6 months, and they're gonna run the clock, man. They're gonna burn all of us right out.
Keep the energy going. Because, like he's saying, they're going to try and burn people out. They're going to try and start slipping shit on the side. Every state, pay attention to your state. Don't lose the fight that you got. And I think at this point, if you're still here, we're going to get into this giveaway, Logan. And then we'll do a final wrap-up. We'll get everybody out of here. We'll enjoy our Saturday nights, enjoying our flavors, because we are adult
Every time
Americans.
We do this, man, one of these days, we're going to have an episode where I don't get mad.
Did you get mad last? No, you get mad every week. We always have fiery topics.
Every week, man.
But I think people can say in the chat that we like you getting angry. If you're here and you're enjoying this, I'd appreciate if you smash, massage, whatever, that like button. I would definitely appreciate that. Caress
the like button.
Just whatever.
And then vigorously smash it.
All right. So if you're here, if you're interested in the Occula RDA, the only thing I ask for a picture of your ID on Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. If you win, I'll just have you DM me your ID, a good address, $2 through PayPal. And I usually, the last one I had shipped out by Wednesday. So if you win today, it'll be shipped out by Wednesday, the latest. And then depending on where you live, you'll get it accordingly. I don't pay for like next day shipping, but I mean, it gets there pretty quick. I think I've had two people, or one person in Massachusetts win. The guy had it like the next day. He's like, you didn't have to pay for expedited shipping. I was like, dude, I didn't. You live in Fall River. I'm in Nashua, New Hampshire. Like, it's like an hour away. So I'm just going to say, let's do the same thing A number between 1 through 50 without going over.
Would it have saved you any money if you just delivered it yourself?
If I just drive my car down there, just fucking 100 on the highway. Yeah, so a number between 1 through 50 without going over. If you get it, we're going to do a little number generator once I start to see, some numbers and stuff going on in the chat. We won't sit here and watch people. So is there anything you want to, as we wait for people to throw their numbers if they're interested in this Occula, which I hope they are because I have a black one. I don't really need to.
So you have to pick just to clarify, you have to pick a number 1 through 50.
Without going over.
The closest number without going over. So
to my number.
Price is Right rules.
Yeah.
Wins.
Wow. 24 is popular.
If there's a tie, we'll flip a coin.
We'll flip a coin, yeah. We'll have Logan flip a coin. Ricky, damn it. So, as we wait for people to throw their numbers in, which the odds are looking pretty good. We got 2 24s and a 3, so that's only 3 people. So I'm seeing 11, so. Anyway.
Mrs. Matt is just like, pick me.
Pick me. So, just as like a wrap up, I don't know, final thoughts, everything that's going on, what people should be thinking, I don't know, this whole episode, just wrap it up. Whatever you think. Tell me, I know you can.
Lazy. Don't be lazy. Nobody's going to do it for you. There's no Superman ascending from the heavens that's going to come down and make all of this. So that's the bottom line. We have to stop making excuses. We have to make the calls. Pay attention to your states and stay involved. Stay involved.
Yeah.
And it's going to suck, and we're going to want to beat our heads against a wall. And a lot of times we just feel like we're in an echo chamber and we're beating a dead horse. But do not stop.
Yeah.
Don't be complacent.
And if you're not on Twitter, if you're somebody here and you're not on Twitter, you need to be on Twitter. Instagram's great. I don't even know what's going on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook as far as
I don't do a whole lot on Facebook. There are Facebook groups and tons of people on Facebook.
Twitter is just where it's at. So if you're in here and you're not on Twitter, get on Twitter. Jump on somebody who's popular, their page, and just follow who they follow. If that's what you need to do and you don't know people in the industry or whatever, just get on Twitter and, the battle is on and it will stay ongoing for a while.
And I'm going to tell people right now, don't expect people like me to follow you right now. You follow me on Twitter. I appreciate it. Thank you. I do my best to disseminate good information every single day. But I can't follow every single person back.
Not to mention there's like a Twitter cap on who you can follow anyway, like per day.
I have a responsibility to people to get information quickly and get information out quickly. The more that I fill my timeline with everybody talking about their cats and dogs, it slows down how quickly I can get good information from the people that are getting good information out there.
Yeah.
Okay? And it's not to offend anybody. It's not that I don't want to follow you. It's that it's just going to muddy up my timeline. Okay? And I'm sorry, and I don't know how to put it any nicer. That's just how it is. Like, I only follow, I think I just hit following like 500 people. And that right there is like, it's starting to get a little bit.
That's a lot. That's a lot going on in the news feed there.
Yeah, it's a lot.
All right.
To fish through.
Let's take a quick pause. Let's draw a number.
Follow whoever you want to follow. Point being, follow whoever you want to follow. But don't get upset if they don't follow you back. There's a lot of people out there that are just trying to keep their timelines in a reasonable way.
I follow so many people for news and advocacy stuff, and do you think the second I follow them, if I don't get a follow back within 5 minutes, I unfollow? That's not what I'm there for. If you're there for a follow back...
I put up a poll about getting Grim Green to follow me back, though.
Yeah, you need to get that. That needs to happen.
Well, the only reason being is because he's like damn near every one of my... Come on, bro. Just follow back.
I want to give one more minute. I'm seeing 11 people. I'm sure it's like my girlfriend and a few other people that are watching that aren't going to be involved. But I want to give
we have some numbers up there.
We got some numbers.
There's some good chances here.
All right, I'm gonna draw a number. Good old random number generator here. Let me give it a second. We said between 0
All right, guys. Are you ready? Do you want the drum?
Can you give me a drum roll? I wish I had like a. I
can't do it forever, Matt.
Oh, did that focus yet? 29. 29. Whoever is closest to 29.
We got that tie. 24s.
Two 24s.
So Odyssey and Ricky Mahoney.
Okay. What do you have a coin that you can grab real quick, or you want me to grab a coin?
Flip something. I got a bottle cap.
Are we gonna? Okay. So like, wait. What? Okay.
So the top
Oh,
we can call
man.
heads.
I can only
And then the
imagine.
inside, we should probably get.
Can I get a coin? Let me get a coin. Hold on, I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna get a
Like,
coin.
I lost to a goddamn bottle cap.
Yeah, somebody's gonna be like, "What the hell's with this bottle cap bullshit?" All right, I'll be right back. Hold
Tails
on.
never
You get a coin.
fails. Sorry if I got a little ranty tonight, everybody. I apologize if I offended any of you, but I'm telling you guys, like, I'm just sick of excuses. You know, I'm sick of the excuses. You know, we talk about it every single week. How to get involved, how to help out. That's what you gotta do. It's just what you gotta do, and it's not a lot to ask out of people.
I gotta find a better way to do these giveaways. So let's see, 224s. So we'll say Odyssey Smith heads, since he got 24 first. We'll say Ricky Mahoney tails. I'll give a little flip action going on, and we'll see.
So Odyssey is heads, Ricky Mahoney is tails.
I'll show that if I can show it to. I can't really show that to the camera, but that's tails.
Tails never fails.
Tails never fails.
So that's Ricky Mahoney.
Ricky Mahoney. Did Ricky Mahoney win something? I think Ricky Mahoney won
Raging
something.
Vapor. I appreciate the
Matt screwed me over again.
but it just didn't come through this time. You know what?
I gotta send Ricky. I gotta send Ricky.
I'm just gonna buy Raging Vapor something.
I gotta get him.
point.
I just gotta send him something. So yeah, Ricky Mahoney.
This poor guy.
Follow me, DM me on Instagram. I really feel like he won something not that long ago.
Yeah,
But
Jeff
that's
said he was
just.
gonna pick 27 and he changed it. You gotta go with your gut, Jeff. You gotta go with the gut, man.
Yeah, so I think Ricky Mahoney won something before, but that is just something we have on this channel. If I get something in my monthly vape
I think
box
what we
that I
should
already
do,
have-
Matt, is I think that we should, after this, I think Ricky Mahoney should still get this. After this, I think what we're going to do is if you won, if we do multiple giveaways across the month, I think if you won that month, you can't win again.
Yeah, which I'll keep track.
To keep it fair, I think because we have such a small number of people in the chat still and whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
So Ricky Mahoney, you'll.
You got this one, Ricky. But if I do,
I think after this we're gonna have to start implementing something because Ricky can't win every giveaway.
Ricky, October. We if I get something that I'm gonna give away in October throughout the month, it can't be you, buddy. But we'll chat in the Instagram. We'll get this sent out to you.
Ricky Mahoney shows up every single week,
and that's
just gonna win.
Yeah, and let it be known, if this is your first time here, which I feel like I'm seeing new people in the chat, I beyond appreciate it. And as far as giveaways go, your odds are just great here because we have 10 to 12 people, and that's just that. But as a final wrap up, don't stop fighting. Get on Twitter. Keep the energy high. Pay attention to your state, and just know that it's not over. It's not over. It's not over federally. It's not over state to state. You know, retweet as many articles as you can at the president if you want to do that. Do it to your state reps if they're governors, whoever. If they're on Twitter, then just is all I can say is do it. Put it in emails. Call and mention it. Whatever way possible. Just keep up with doing it and don't stop. You know.
You're not alone.
Oh yeah.
Don't think for 2 minutes that you're the only one calling.
Yeah.
That you're the only one writing. You are not alone. You know, there are millions.
Yeah.
Not every single person is doing what they can. It's true. But you are definitely not alone.
No.
You know?
You're not.
I think some people feel like they carry a lot, you know, like, oh, I feel like I'm just doing, you know, everything. Like, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not. There are millions of people doing their best right now. We all, you know.
Yeah.
You're not alone. Stay involved. Stop making excuses. Call your reps. Call your senators. Call your governor.
I guess as a final
Call the
wrap
White
up,
House.
Yeah, call the White House.
Never thought I would have the White House in my phone saved as the White House.
Not today.
But it's there now.
Go ahead and do it Monday when you get a chance. I saw they're closed for the weekend. But Logan, when's the next podcast coming? Or Rise and Vape Show? I mean, we have our Twitter and Instagram handles running here, so people know where to find us as far as that goes.
I'm real busy tomorrow. Tomorrow's real busy. I will have a video for my patrons up hopefully tomorrow night. I will have the wedding video that was is been needing to get finished.
Congrats,
I'm like 75%
congrats
of the way.
again, by the way, buddy.
Thank you. I'm about 75% of the way done with that video. Everything happened. Put a pause on everything I was doing. So that should be up for my patrons. And then
The Discord. Mention the Discord if you're new. I feel like we're seeing new people. I don't know if these people are in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, follow the Rise and Vape channel on Instagram, right?
Nope. Follow me on Instagram.
You. Well, sorry.
Once you're that's for patrons. So if you become a patron, then you gain access to that, and we do live streams and stuff like that over there.
Yep.
But you can follow me on Instagram, you can follow me on Twitter, and then if you're interested in the Discord, just DM me.
I think we're almost at 50 people, or we're
right around
at 50. Yeah, which is awesome. So if you're here and you want to check that out, we're always chatting in there. We got different sections for everything: advocacy and news, fresh beats, safety, all that. So same thing with me. The little things are running here. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram. I do have a Facebook page, that guy Matt, if you want to go on there. I rarely post there, but stay tuned. Stay tuned on my channel. I should have some videos coming up next week, just like product stuff. I'd like to start doing some more news stuff, but this is my main thing, and it's really become my main thing. I'm sick of watching product videos. I respect people. Hey, if YouTube is your career and you keep putting up product videos and stuff like that, good for you. But a lot of those guys are also doing these kind of things too, which is great. This is where I'm at as far as that. Thank you to everybody coming out. Congratulations again.
And I will have a Rise Monday. I should have a Rise and Vape show up on YouTube on Wednesday.
So there's
I would appreciate anybody out there. SoundCloud. If you want to download SoundCloud, we're not on iTunes yet. We're going through the approval process to get on iTunes. Give us a follow over there. We have one episode up right now from last week. We just got it going. I think we have like 12 or 13 followers on SoundCloud right now. I would be eternally grateful to anybody out there who wants to follow us on SoundCloud and like the podcasts. It would mean a lot to me. Thank you.
Check us out on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud for Logan. Turn on the notifications so you know every time we have any bit of content coming out. And I guess as a final wrap up, as we've said, the fight's not over. Just remember, it doesn't matter what you're vaping, as long as you're not smoking, and it's not going to end here. Take it easy, guys. Thanks for watching again. Have a good night.